It's an important lesson for not just children, but all of us. The power of looking for the best in others. That's what the children's book Others is all about. It's by New York Best Times author Kobi Yamada, and he joins us now. Thank you so much for coming here today and just sharing more about all of the great things that you're doing.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, so Others, tell us about the book. I know it says a story for all of us.
Well, it's about two kids on one side of the hedge wondering about the people on the other side of the hedge. And it starts off kind of silly and outlandish on purpose and kind of makes its way to a place that's more sincere and reflective. But just as important to the book as the text that I wrote is the illustrations. Charles Santoso is the illustrator, and he did such a wonderful job. But he had this great idea to use the gutter of the book to put the hedge right in the middle, and that separates the book. And so while the kids are talking about the people on the other side of the hedge, they can't see what's happening, but the reader can. So it provides this nice tool for perspective. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know I was reading some of the excerpts and they were like, what if they have tentacles? What is going on with them? So now the way you explain that is just so important. Why did you decide to write this book?
Well, I think that, when you talk about things like othering, those can be big topics. They can be big topics about race and borders and politics. But really, it's something that I wanted to encourage more connection and more communication. And so others can, in my mind, could represent anything that's unfamiliar. It could be as unfamiliar as broccoli on your plate for the first time, and you're wondering is that for me?
Right. So it's really something that we all can relate to, because at one point or another, you've been faced with some unfamiliar challenge or thing like that. So that is just great. And when we think about just everything that's happening really in the world right now, what's been the feedback so far from people who've had the opportunity to read it?
The feedback's been pretty amazing. I think we're all hearing so much about our separateness and hearing so much about these divisions that I think people are kind of looking for things that can help us connect to our common humanity and our neighbors and each other. And so the feedback's been wonderful so far.
And when you talk about, some books, it'll be like for 3 to 5 or so on and so on, but this is a book for all ages. How were you able to curate the pictures and the works in a way that everyone could understand?
Great question. Every book that I've ever written is really what I consider an all ages picture book. So when I think about that, I think about the dual audience that I'm writing for, both not just the young child, but also maybe the adult, the teacher, the parent that's sharing that book with them. And I also think it's important, all the way from the visuals to the way the book's written, that hopefully these books can grow with a reader and maybe mean something to you that's different when you're 7 than when you're 70.
And you really can just, feel your passion for the work that you're doing. Why do you love writing for kids? What's your favorite part about it?
Well, I think what's so fun about a picture book in particular is that you have to really simplify a message and get it to a place that I say sort of like you put handles on it so someone can take it with them. And so in doing that, I think you have to leave a lot of room. I consider all my books incomplete without the reader. So we're really leaving space for their feelings, their thoughts, and the kind of things that they might bring to the book themselves.
And of course, this isn't your only work. I know you run an independent publishing company. So what's that like, and what other books do you help produce?
Well, Compendium is born and raised here in the Pacific Northwest, and we make all kinds of things from greeting cards to picture books to journals. And so we really focus on meaningful gifts that can help people appreciate and celebrate one another.
And what are some of your other books? I know we have Others, we have a few over here. What do you do with an idea?
Yeah, what do you do with an idea?
Maybe.
Trying. I brought a few because I thought I'd leave some with you.
I am so happy. I'm going to need lots of new books. And usually, what is the general theme? I know Others is kind of telling everybody a story for all of us. Is all of your work Just kind of
Well,
a way to bring everyone
things
together.
like trying or a book about dealing with failure, or what do you do with an idea is about embracing your creativity, and maybe is really about exploring possibilities. So I think that with picture books, they're just a great way to maybe role model how we can encourage different ideas and behaviors in people, and again, of all ages.
And I know you had a collaborator, you said Charles
Santoso. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for this book, but do you do any illustrating?
I don't. No, I get to work with really, really talented illustrators from all around the world, and Charles is one, and May Basom, and Gabrielle, and all these different illustrators. They've won lots of awards and done great work, and I just feel really honored to be able to work with them.
Right, and this collaboration always makes anything much better. I know at home people are probably wondering, okay, I need my hands on one of these books. You have an event tonight. Tell us more about that.
In celebration of Others being launched, we are doing a book signing at Third Place Books in Lake Forest Park at 6 p.m.
Well, thank you so much, Cody, for coming in. Where else could you find Others?
Well, Others is going to be anywhere where you can find books. It's being published by 10 Speed Young Readers, and so you can find it at penguinrandomhouse.com. It also, just really any place where they buy books. But I sure hope you'll try your local bookstore first.